And we'll reverse it. Yes.
Okay, this is going to be tricky, but it is absolutely my pleasure to do this. And I am looking forward to your contributions to the council and to the community. Repeat after me. No, that's not it. That's not it.
The clerk is here. Do you have an oath of office, clerk? I mean, do you have one with you? A little bit of a rocky start. We're in good shape.
Okay, it's 2020 and we're all going to pull together, right? Here we go. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the authority of the people. I do further solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of council member for the Borough of Caldwell to the best of my ability. So help me God.
By the way, thank you to both of you. You've got the governor here as well as the clerk, and the fact that you chose the two of us was very meaningful. Thank you very much. If you can place your hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I,
Jeffrey Gates,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of a member of council of the Borough of Caldwell
of a member of council of the Borough of Caldwell
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilman.
Welcome. Welcome, Councilwoman De Palma Iozzi, and welcome, Councilman Gates. Congratulations. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Oh, I apologize, excuse me. We actually have another oath of office that we're going to take this afternoon. Unfortunately, we did not get it included on the reorg agenda, but we have Andrew Polera here with us, who we're going to swear in. Andrew is going to come up with Dr. Pamela Polera, his sister, and Miss Elaine Polera, his mother, and our county clerk, Chris Durkin, is going to perform the swearing in. Please come up.
Good afternoon. I'd like to congratulate Mayor Kelly, Councilman Rogers, Councilwoman Schmidt, Councilman Cole, Councilman Lace, and newly elected Councilman Jeff Gates and Councilwoman Frances De Palma Iozzi. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your commitment to good citizenship here in Caldwell. And it is my distinct honor to be able to preside over the swearing in of Andrew Polera, who is a good friend and a good friend to all in this community. He is all that is good and great with public service. So we will begin. Left hand, raise your right hand.
I, Andrew Polera, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and to the authority of the people. I do further solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of Chief of the Caldwell Volunteer Fire Department to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Chief. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Here. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a nomination for the election of our council president for 2020, please?
Mayor, it's a great honor that I nominate Christine Smith as our next council president.
Can I get a second nomination, please? Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Congratulations, Council President Christine Schmidt. We're honored to have you as our next Council President for 2020. I do have some comments that I'd like to begin at this time. Again, thank you for being here with us on our 2020 reorganization meeting. And what an exciting 2020 it will be, especially with the addition of Councilwoman Nepal Mayosi and Councilman Gates. I want to take the opportunity today to share what our governing body worked on in 2019 for the taxpayers of Caldwell. But first, I need to recognize the members of our governing body. In 2019, we had a wonderful team to work with. To begin with, there are two that finished their service to Caldwell, Councilman Tom O'Donnell and Councilman Pat Capozzoli. We thank both of them for all they did for the borough of Caldwell. Our 2019 Council President, Frank Rogers, he's a good friend, and he's the reason I first got involved with the council. So blame him. Frank is fair, he's level-headed, extremely thoughtful. Plus, everyone knows Frank and his family, and they know he's dependable and trustworthy. Thank you, Frank. Next is our new council president for 2020, Christine Schmidt. What can I say about this incredible talent and gift to Caldwell? Ask any borough employee. She's a presence at the Borough Hall and around town and has truly made the job a pleasure for all of us. Thank you, Christine. You are a natural, and I'm so glad you willingly embraced the position of council president. Councilman Henderson Cole. Passionate is an understatement in describing Henderson. The desire on his part to reach out to Caldwell University began immediately when he started his first year on the council, and he led us in 2019 to grow the relationship, which included holding a council meeting on the campus, in addition to several other initiatives. We all enjoy working with Henderson and are so glad he is considering another campaign for council. Oh, spoiler alert, Henderson, sorry about that. Councilman Jonathan Lace. Jonathan keeps us all on our toes, whether it is parliamentary procedures or the borough code, including a thorough understanding of the master plan. Jonathan is diligent, responsible, follows his principles no matter where they lead him. Jonathan, you make us question ourselves, you challenge us. The taxpayers and residents of Caldwell should be proud. Thank you. In addition to the governing body, the council had the good fortune of working with an incredible professional, our borough attorney, Vince Nizzi. His career is quite impressive and has been put to the test with some of the litigation the borough has been faced with, plus whenever a council member sends in questions regarding the code, looking for clarification. Glad that you have patience, Vince, and thank you for your services. Tom Banker. What can I say about this rare individual who happens to live in West Caldwell? He came to us in January of this year, and we've won him over with the team I just got through describing. It required several meetings, but the chemistry works, and we've been holding our breath ever since. You see, Tom Banker is second to none in municipal government in the state of New Jersey. His resume is quite incredible. And in fact, I read it during one of our meetings because I felt the public needed to understand the caliber of talent that Caldwell has been graced with. Tom can be quite the talker, understatement, and professorial, which can be attributed to his 25 years as a professor at Columbia University and 14 years at Rutgers. So although he will joke about his public speaking skills, we have all been exposed to his gift of the spoken word. When I campaigned a year ago, I told several of my colleagues that I would run a very short and efficient council meeting. I had not met Tom Banker at that time. We have marathon council meetings now, and don't get me wrong, Tom imparts his knowledge and educates, shares for all of the governing body. His experience is not textbook only, but 40 years of practical experience, which we are taking advantage of. A large part of the success of 2019 for this governing body can be attributed to Tom Banker. As elected officials, you bring your skills and talents, but you need to have an expert in the state of New Jersey municipal government. We believe we have that expert. Thank you, Tom. That brings us to Lisa O'Neill, our deputy borough clerk. She is the glue that keeps all of us together. This woman has seen a number of elected officials and professionals come and go. She tolerates us, helps us, advises us, and is the go-to for not just the council, but all of the borough employees. Lisa, thank you. In 2019 and for 2020, these are some of the highlights I would like to share with you. Caldwell University. How can we improve the relationship was the question. We held several meetings to explore how the borough and the university could leverage each other's strengths and overcome some of the walls that have divided us. The borough wanted the students to feel welcome, to visit our downtown, to shop and dine and become more of the fabric of our community. The university has welcomed the new relationship. For us, we believe that if Caldwell should or could have a reputation of being a college town, then it would be positive in terms of name recognition and attracting new residents and visitors to our downtown. We held a council meeting on campus and brought law enforcement with us so there could be public dialogue and self-awareness of both strengths and weaknesses in our history and future together. On Pride Day, we invited members of the Caldwell University community to join us at our council meeting, and it was a memorable event. We are looking forward to an exciting 2020, and Councilman Lace will be leading us in many exciting new opportunities with the university. Self-sustaining utilities. This concept is one that Tom has guided us towards and incorporated into a couple of existing self-sustaining utilities, water and sewer, and also for a couple of new ones. The water utility is stable except for rising rates, which we intend on addressing in 2020, plus the ongoing need to address infrastructure issues for the water. The sewer utility is a different story. Previous administration decisions created a disconnect between the operator of the treatment system and the collection system. We have remedied this by putting Mont McDonald in charge of both. We have chosen to approach maintenance and capital requirements more aggressively. We believe this to be prudent in order to preserve the investment made over the years and to also be ready for the current and future demands that will be put on the treatment system. We are under a New Jersey DEP 3-year program requiring extensive reporting due to our treatment plan in 2018 exceeding the permitted capacity flow. Our treatment system has been impacted by I&I, infiltration and intrusion from the collection systems of the sewer community towns. Essentially, we are treating water and see the increased flow on rain events. With Mott's services, Mont McDonald services, following the 2019 I&I study, we have better information and direction for each town's collection systems, but are studying capital investments at the treatment plant that will increase capacity for current and future needs out beyond 10 years. Another significant event related to the sewer utility is that Caldwell has transitioned at 2019 year end to a sewer billing system for the Caldwell users, which will essentially bill customers based upon their usage. A resident will no longer pay for their share of the sewer collection system and treatment system in part of their property taxes, and instead will pay their share of sewer charges with their water billing beginning in the first quarter of 2020. This billing switch also affords the borough to bill the nonprofits within our community for their usage. These nonprofits who do not pay property taxes were not being allocated their share of sewer charges. Although they were receiving a surcharge in prior years, they now will be paying based on usage like the residents of Caldwell. Another borough operation which we are converting to a self-sustaining utility is the Caldwell Community Center. The operations of the center will be funded by the revenues generated. The goal of the community center utility is that taxpayer dollars will not be used for their operations. The director, Rosemary Sutherland, has embraced this concept and already is making decisions to achieve this goal. We intend on updating the community during the year with our progress and look forward to sharing the various revenue-generating initiatives and cost-cutting measures taken. Parking utility. A great deal of time has been spent by our borough administrator already on this new self-sustaining utility. Again, think in terms of taxpayer dollars not being spent on this utility. Evaluation of the current demand, which takes into consideration existing businesses, plus the new Grover House and Wilson, and also the anticipated future demand driven from expected development following our adoption of the redevelopment plan for Caldwell, which should happen in the February-March timeframe, is providing the impetus for our small parking garage. The small lot is an ideal existing town-owned property, which is underutilized for the ideal dimensions and location. We recently passed the resolution for the engagement of a firm to deliver architectural and engineering design plans for the construction of a 500-car parking garage. Our goal is to break ground in late spring, early summer, with a 12-month construction period and an anticipated opening in June of 21. We chose to defer action on the community center parking deck for the time being. Redevelopment plan. Taking advantage of the state of New Jersey legislation related to declaring a municipality an area in need of rehabilitation, We are next going to utilize the powers of a redevelopment plan for zoning and planning. The expected outcome is acquisition and development by current property owners and also new investment into these zones that are identified in the redevelopment plan. Caldwell is using topology for the planning services. Police shared services. In 2019, Caldwell and West Caldwell worked with the state of New Jersey experts on police shared services to analyze and produce for each town their policing needs. A number of criteria are measured in this analysis, such as population, street miles within the towns, and historical crime reporting, both quantity and types. The results of this study has been very beneficial in our discussions for sharing police services, as well as for independent operations until we get there. In other words, we are changing our operations currently to reduce our headcount, i.e. labor costs, and utilizing scheduling changes. We are moving towards the numbers defined by the state of New Jersey experts. The borough should see police cost reductions during 2020. Unfortunately, in our budget last year, we saw a $300,000 increase in overall police costs, which drove the municipal tax increase. As just explained, that trend is already headed in the opposite direction. Will Caldwell and West Caldwell sign an agreement for police shared services in 2020? I don't have the answer. We are doing our part to be in a great position for either option. Police shared services with West Caldwell, or continuing to operate as an independent Caldwell Police Department. Mayor Pesta and I spoke on this topic within the last 2 weeks, and the expectation is that the decision, one way or the other, will be made by March 31st. The borough has an outstanding leader in Chief James Bongiorno. I have a great deal of respect and admiration for this man who does not have an easy job. He is the consummate professional who inspires and motivates the men and women of the Caldwell Police Department. I'm proud to call him a friend and the Caldwell Chief of Police. Thank you, Chief. Affordable housing. This is a very hot topic in New Jersey. Our administration inherited a negotiated settlement. The court is expecting our plan, which meets the terms of the settlement. Tom Banker, working with an expert attorney in affordable housing, are close to presenting to the governing body and then the court in January or February. More to come on this. Clearly, the benefits of the earlier mentioned redevelopment plan should deliver additional housing units that satisfy and meet our overall affordable housing requirements beyond just the negotiated settlement numbers. A couple of items the borough is currently pursuing are the relocation of our borough hall facilities. We are actively engaged with GSA for the acquisition of the 14 Park location, which is where the current Caldwell Food Pantry is located. Plus, we are speaking with the U.S. Post Office as recently as yesterday afternoon for the purpose of either a swap and or acquisition of the Caldwell Post Office building at 10 Park Avenue. We intend on communicating by newsletter in 2020 with a goal of quarterly distribution. In addition, there's a general consensus that we need to hold the town hall meeting to allow for the presentation of new parking utility actions and also the results from the adoption of the redevelopment plan. This first year has been quite enlightening. As you can tell, we had a very capable and dedicated team in 2019, and with the addition of Councilwoman DePalma Iose and Councilman Gates, we will be a very effective governing body. I recognize the length of my comments and thank you for your attention. And next, I'd like to turn the comment section of our meeting over to our new 2020 Council President, Christine Schmidt.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank all of you for coming out and starting your new year and new decade here with us doing the work of municipal government. It's nice to see all generations here, including some very young faces, and I think this is a wonderful learning experience for them as well. I'm humbled by being elevated by you, my colleagues, to the role of council president. The honor is even greater coming after Councilman Rogers, for whom I have the greatest respect. Whenever I come to council meetings, I always tell myself that I need to channel my inner Frank. So he has brought a level of experience, insight, and ethics into this position, and I'll do my best to serve and follow that example. Thank you so much, Frank. This has been an exciting year for me. As our mayor stated, we've worked hard and accomplished much. My work is focused on our community center, the library, communications, Caldwell University, and our downtown. I've attended more meetings than I can count. In my work in the borough, there is one common thread. Our borough's greatest resource is the people who work tirelessly for our community. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the many volunteers who give their time and energy on our boards and commissions. In addition, I'd like to thank Bob Palazzo, who handles all our audio and video transmissions of all our meetings, and some of them are very long. If you are on a board or a commission, please stand up so we can recognize you. Any board or commission members? Thank you. New to this administration has been the concept of office hours, which began with Councilman Lace at Rock and Joe's on Saturday mornings. I took up that tradition as well and had mine in the mayor's office 3 days a week. I guess our coffee isn't as good, so not many residents have been coming to these hours. I hope to see more. But there has been an important and unexpected benefit. It has given me the opportunity to work closely with the professionals who keep the borough working every day. It has been critical to help the mayor and council understand the challenges the borough faces on a day-to-day basis. I'd like to take this moment to honor some of the key people who work for the borough. They are our professional staff who, regardless of the changes in the governing body, show up every day for Caldwell, bringing professionalism, consistency, and experience to the work of municipal government. Please come forward to be recognized as I call your name. Lisa O'Neill, our clerk. Our DPW director, Mario Bifalco. Police Chief James Bongiorno. Our Director of Human Services and the Grover Cleveland Senior Center, Maria Burak. Our Director of the Caldwell Community Center, Rosemary Sutherland, is not in attendance. She had a family emergency, but we have Assistant Director Shannon Corine here. Fire Chief, our new Fire Chief, Andrew Calera. OEM and Fire Safety Officer, Mark Giuliano. I have a few other people I don't know if they're in attendance. Our Construction and Zoning Official, Paul Milani. Our Acting Library Director, Annette Sellers, and our new Tax Collector, Brad Taylor, who is taking the place of our wonderful Ida Mae Rennie, who just retired. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for your hard work for the borough. So finally, on this day of reorganization, I'd like to speak for a moment about change. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus said that the only constant in life is change. As much as our staff provide consistency, the work of municipal government is all about change as we work to improve our community. There are always conflicting views, especially when making change. Is change good or is it bad? Shall Caldwell change or stay the same? Change is sometimes a slow process that we do not even see. Caldwell is not the same as it was 100 years ago, nor will it be the same in 100 years. We have just sworn in two highly capable people, and as they join us on the dais, things will certainly not stay the same. Their lives will change as they assume the commitment with which voters of Caldwell have entrusted them. They will be asked to make important decisions that are before us to make real change, revitalize our downtown, and improve our quality of life. Our work will change as they bring their own unique voices and perspectives to the Borough Council. Welcome Jeff Gates and friend Palma Ayosi.
My speech is short because I don't have experience yet. I'll probably have more to say next year, I hope. But I'm very honored to have been elected to this council, whose present members have shown such diligence and care for the borough of Caldwell, and I will do my best to represent our citizens. I'm also honored that Jeff and I had both Myla Jacey and John McKeon, our newly re-elected assembly members, to swear us in, and also to have the wonderful dignitaries in the audience, Governor Cody, County Clerk Chris Durkin, Freeholder Luciano. It's really an honor to have you here. Thank you to all of you, especially those who worked for us, those who supported us, including family members, and those who voted for us. I hope to make you proud. Thank you.
So thank you to everyone who came today. It means a lot to have so many family, friends, and community members here supporting both Fran and I and the entire council. Thank you. I'd like to thank my wife Lisa for the positive encouragement and positive attitude, my parents for instilling in me a sense of giving back, the importance of giving back to the community. Now that I've officially been sworn in, I'm now a third straight generation of my family to be serving in the municipal office in New Jersey. So I'm certainly proud of that family legacy and that I'm able to keep that legacy going. When I first decided to run, I felt that I had a unique perspective for the council as someone who was a recent tenant, is a new homeowner, and now that I am up here, I am the youngest elected councilman currently. So I think my perspective is a little different and brings some different ideas to the table. And I hope to work with everyone else that are sitting up here, to move things forward, and to certainly talk to people in the community. As Christine had mentioned, Jonathan and Christine have been holding office hours. That's something that I have not yet set exactly when I will be having them, but I will be holding regular office hours as well to make sure that I'm available to discuss, things with people, whether I agree with you or not. We live in a democracy where discussion and exchanging of ideas is certainly an important part of the governing process. There are a lot of challenges that we're going to be facing, big decisions that need to be made. Caldwell has a very unique charm that we've had for the last century, and as we upgrade our infrastructure and prepare for the next century, we want to be able to maintain that charm. Between all the infrastructure issues, sanitary sewer system, the parking deck, stormwater management, municipal building, our affordable housing obligations, we need to put plans in place to correct the problems and address these issues. One of my goals is to establish 1, 5, 10, and 20-year plans so we can establish schedules for when things need to be done. Obviously, those schedules may change over time, but I think that would help us in the planning process over a period of time of knowing, for instance, that our sewer system is outdated and the pipes need to be upgraded. I certainly will, when I'm up here, I plan to be supporting environmentally friendly policies and infrastructure. You know, I do have, you know, my nieces and nephew are here, they're part of the future generation, and I do feel strongly that we need to, when we hand the world off to the future generation, any green policies that we're able to have an effect and give them a cleaner, you know, earth is certainly you know, policies that I will support. With all the issues we face, it is important to recognize where we currently stand and determine options that we have so we can make the best choices to move forward. It's normal in a democracy to have different perspectives, but we can do so with civility. I believe, you know, having office hours and having those discussions will help to bring a better, more respectable form of politics and accountability to Caldwell. Lisa and I fell in love with Caldwell because of its uniqueness and our plan to be here for many decades to come. There are not many North Jersey towns or walkable downtowns that still have the small town feel that Caldwell has. There's a lot of history for a town of this size, and I hope to help embrace that history while working towards securing our future.
Thank you, Mayor. Happy New Year and welcome to everyone who came out today to witness local government in action here in Caldwell. We gather at the beginning of every year to reorganize the Borough Council to include the results of the latest elections. This year, Councilman Jeff Gates and Councilwoman Fran DePalma Iotti have joined us. To Jeff and Fran, I want to express my warmest welcome to you both and my eagerness to work with you throughout the year. I remember how absolutely thrilled I was when I learned that both of you had decided to run for Borough Council, which at one point I believe included a fair amount of loud woo-hooing in the phone in my car. You both maintained your pledge to run a campaign that was focused on policy, even when you were offered opportunities to lower the bar. You both exemplified what it means for every citizen to fulfill what President Grover Cleveland called the obligations of good citizenship. On the dais today, we have 7 individuals who are both colleagues and dear friends, a truly grassroots group of people who have debated with and supported each other, both in private and in public. It is an historic day. Our contact information, availability, and any office hours, along with other important information for residents, we posted on the new borough website, which is now ADA compliant, easier to navigate, and mobile friendly. I want to invite everyone to please reach out and take advantage of these opportunities. As always, we encourage public input and our other 20 scheduled meetings for the rest of this year and via the borough's official channels. Every year brings with it new challenges, and 2020 will be no different. Mayor Kelly has already touched on many of the issues that the Borough Council will face this year. Jeff and Fran are committed to ensuring that these and all of our decisions are made with their responsive ear to public input and with the long-term best interests of Caldwell in mind. We all hold sacred the democratic process of informed public debate and policy making, because we all know that the procedure we follow is just as important as the votes which we cast. At a time when public trust has been weakened in other levels of government, here at the local level is where it can be renewed. That great observer of American democracy, Alexis de Tocqueville, wrote, "Local assemblies of the people constitute the strength of free nations. Municipal institutions are to liberty what primary schools are to science. They bring it within the people's reach and teach them how to use and enjoy it. A nation may establish a system of free government, but without the spirit of municipal institutions, it cannot have the spirit of liberty. May that spirit always guide our deliberations, inform our outreach, and inspire our decisions in Caldwell." Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody. I would also like to welcome Fran and Jeff, and I'm always at your disposal. Whatever questions or help you might need, I'm always there for you. Our mayor talked about team, and one thing I've done over my career is I'm a high school coach, and we got one heck of a public servant in the audience. But if you don't know, he's one heck of a basketball coach himself, and that's Governor Cody. And the importance of, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't work together well as a team, you'll never realize that talent. And I agree with Mayor Kelly. We have an enormous amount of talent up here, and I am confident that we will continue to work well together throughout the upcoming year, and in doing so, we'll be able to accomplish a lot. My only advice to my new two council members is when you walk into the council chambers, leave your ego at the door, and remember when you're in there, we do what's best for the borough of Caldwell. Thank you.
As we begin 2020, we are all aware that Caldwell and the council will have challenges and opportunities ahead. However, I'm very optimistic towards this new year, since I am confident that the borough has many capable and conscientious people in place. I and the mayor and council need to focus on which of these challenges and opportunities are the most important and the most time critical. We need to objectively review the options and take input from many sources. Then we need to act decisively with confidence and follow up with energy and close attention to detail through to the completion. I'm appreciative of the participation of many of Caldwell's residents in our council meetings and also via emails and informal conversations. I'm convinced that democracy works best at this level, and I encourage all to be engaged. Finally, as I have said many times, my goal is for Caldwell to have the highest voter turnout in the county. We're making progress, we have room to go. I'm looking forward to 2020, and I expect that working together, Caldwell will continue to be an even better place to live, to work, and to raise a family. Thank you very much.
Next, I'm going to read through our 2020 council committee appointments, starting with the community center. Our chairman is Council President Schmidt, and our councilman joining her is Councilman Cole. Finance Committee, Chairman Councilman Cole, Councilman Gates joining Councilman Cole on the Finance Committee. Shared Service and Recreation, Councilman Lace, and Councilman Rogers. Personnel Committee is Councilwoman DePalma Osi and Council President Schmidt. Public Safety, Councilman Rogers and Councilwoman DePalma Osi. Public Works Utility is Councilman Gates and Councilman Lace. Communications, Councilman Lace and Council President Schmidt. Our 2020 council liaisons are for the Board of Education is Councilman Rogers, Board of Health, Councilman Cole, Camp Wyandotte, Councilman Lace, Environmental Commission, Councilwoman DePalma Osi, Library Board of Trustees, Council President Schmidt, Human Services, Councilman Cole, Historic Commission, Councilwoman DePalma Osi, Planning Board, Councilman Rogers, Caldwell University, Councilman Lace, Rent Board, Councilman Gates, and Downtown, Council President Schmidt. For our 2020 annual mayoral appointments, our Mayor's Advisory Council on Senior Services, Mary Beth Kane, Grace Kerrigan, Council President Schmidt, Steve Monica, and Tracy Goldman. If you're in the audience, please stand. Thank you. Our official borough photographer is Jan Martin. Jan, would you please stand? Our borough arborist is John Linson. John, are you with us this afternoon? Our New Jersey Council Motion Picture Development appointment is Councilman Gates. Our liaison to the Grover Cleveland birthplace is Councilman Lace. Our Senior Citizen Transportation Committee, and if you're in the audience, please stand, Greg Cowell. Dave Webb, Pete Perillo, and Councilman Lace. Our tree removal committee, Edward Broheimer, Al Frantino, Gavin McCabe, Councilman Cole, and Tom Banker. For our 2020 board commission appointments, I need a motion and a second for resolution 11 for the planning board appointment by myself, the mayor.
Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-2, library board of trustees, again, mayor, consent of the council.
Second. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I need a motion and a second for 1-3, board of health.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-4 for the local assistance board.
Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-5 for the rent review board.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
A motion and a second for resolution 1-6, environmental commission.
Yes. Yes.
And I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-7, historic preservation committee.
Yes. Yes.
I need a motion and a second for 1-8, zoning board of adjustment.
Yes.
Our 2020 professional appointments, I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-9 for the borough attorney, Vincent J. Lucy.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-10 for our borough auditor, Lisa Gauthier.
Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-11 of financial management firm Pataglia Associates.
Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-12 for public defender James Pamago.
Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-13 for the prosecutor Vincent Fael.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-14 for the rent board attorney Sean Galvin.
Motion. Yes. Yes.
I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-15 for our fire official, Mark Giuliano.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
motion and a second for resolution 1-16, zoning official Paul Milani. I need a motion and a second for resolution 1-17, special counsel for affordable housing, Jeffrey Serenian Associates. Next, we're opening up the meeting for any public comments on resolutions that are before you today, either the ones we've just gone through or part of the consent agenda. There will actually be another open public meeting comment section at the end following our vote on the resolutions that are part of the consent agenda. Is there anyone in the public that would like to comment on any of the resolutions before us today? No comments, no one in the public interested in speaking, so we'll move to the resolutions under consent agenda. I need a motion and a second for the resolutions, part of our consent agenda, resolutions 1-18 through resolution 1-35.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The open public meeting section that I mentioned before, we're at that point. If there's any members of the public that would like to comment at this time on any issues, whether or not on the agenda, you have that opportunity at this time. And there's no one that's interested. So I would like to get a motion in a second for adjournment of our 2020 reorganization meeting.